What's going on, everyone? John Matrixx is back with Star Wars news. It is time. It's been a while. Guys, it's been a while since we talked Star Wars, probably about 3 days, which is very unusual for this channel. I know that Captain Marvel is pretty much taking over everything, but we do have major Star Wars news right now. We all know that David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, the creators of Game of Thrones, they were brought in and hired for a Star Wars trilogy, and now we have news about what that trilogy is about. David Benioff and D.B. Weiss will be going to the Old Republic. Now, the first time we heard the Old Republic was in Star Wars A New Hope, when Obi-Wan Kenobi told Luke about before the dark times, before the Empire. And this is very, very fitting for them based on their experience with Game of Thrones, which is a very, very medieval tone. And I think Star Wars The Old Republic has that similar tone too. So I expect that David Benioff and D.B. Weiss will create great Star Wars movies. Now, if you aren't happy with the sequel trilogy, just like I am, I probably would overlook those, because I think these guys they're excellent creators. Very, very excellent creators. I don't think Kathleen Kennedy really has a hand in this and interfering in things the way she did with the sequel trilogy. And that's why those movies are so bad. But if David Benioff and D.B. Weiss have 100% control of this trilogy, it will be epic. I truly believe it will be epic, and it probably could be some of the best Star Wars movies we've ever seen. Now, hopefully, George Lucas is somewhat involved in this. I fully expect Dave Filoni to be involved to a certain extent, just to kind of give the guys a rundown of the Star Wars lore, since he was pretty much trained by George Lucas himself. Now, as far as what stories they could tell, I really do hope that we actually get to see the birth of the Rule of Two. This trilogy, I hope, centers around Darth Bane. And hopefully we get to see the Sith Wars. And the Sith Wars, in case you don't know, there was a bunch of Sith and they were fighting each other because they wanted control of everything. So that is the reason why Darth Bane created the Rule of Two. So if this movie or this trilogy is about Darth Bane, that would be really, really cool. Now, I'm not exactly sure the time period that falls in the Star Wars canon, but we do know that Darth Bane is a part of canon. He was in the Clone Wars. Now, will we see a young Yoda? That's another question as well. I think it would be really, really great if we saw a young Yoda in this trilogy. So if they're going back 700 years, Yoda's what, about 200 years old? So you'll get to see Yoda in his prime, you know, without a king, not an old man, whatever species he is. Will we actually find out what species he is? I don't know. But this, to me, is really the true beginning of Star Wars on the big screen. I think that David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, they will honor the past while creating new characters and new stories. I don't think they're going to kill the past and destroy the past the way the sequel trilogy has been doing to Star Wars overall. The sequel trilogy has been really, really bad for Star Wars. It has alienated a lot of fans, and I think that this trilogy could bring back the unification of Star Wars and Star Wars fans. Because I really don't think, at least I hope not anyway, I hope identity politics is dead with this. All I want is great stories. I think that's all any of us want. We just want great stories. And I think these guys are master storytellers. They really, really are. If you haven't seen Game of Thrones, you're really, really missing out. And I think this first movie is going to come sooner than later. Production is set to begin in the fall of this year. So they're going to start filming. So just when we thought we may not get a Star Wars movie in 2020, it may be possible now. Because if it's not 2020, I don't think it'll be until December of 2021. I think Lucasfilm and Disney, I think they're done with the month of May after Solo failed at the box office. Even though I don't think that it really matters what month the Star Wars movie comes out, but I think they're just going to stick to December. So if they begin filming this fall, it possibly could come in Christmas of 2020. If not, it'll be Christmas of 2021. So this is very, very exciting news for Star Wars. I'm happy about this. This is the first time I can actually say I'm happy about a Star Wars movie in a very, very long time. So I'm hyped for this. This is very, very good news for Star Wars. Even though I'm cautiously optimistic based on who's still in control of Lucasfilm. Even though I don't think she has any power, maybe she has a little bit. But guys, what do you think about all this? David Benioff and DB Weiss going to the old republic of Star Wars. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments. If you're new here to the channel, please hit subscribe to catch future videos from me, and we will catch you on the next video. John Matrixx out.